It's your boy, Joey, coming right back at you with a face reveal. Well, it's technically half a face reveal, but I said, hey, coronavirus, I bought this thing way before it, weeb life. But, yeah, I said, fuck it, topical. Today I shall be reviewing a manga. Yeah, even more weeb life. Um, Bear with me. It's my first video in real life, I guess you could say, and yeah, it's gonna be shit, but like, hey, I might get better. So yeah, the scoop. That's all I gotta say about that. If you can't see that, I think it's like blurred with the light or some shit. It's a picture from the manga. So yeah, uh, I think I'm gonna like pull up images and shit. I'm gonna try and get that edited and shit done. Anyways, yeah, I don't do scripts. I might do scripts if you guys say, hey, do scripts, but for now, let's just see how this goes. Yeah, so I'm only after reading it yesterday for forever long. It's actually really fucking good for what it is. Think Jason, like Voorhees, as in like Friday the 13th, meets Saw, where the gore is from Saw, where it's actually gory and not just stab stab, even though there's a lot of stab stab, but it's very gory and also stab stab. so so there's like things where she'd stab somebody, but then she'd also like rip their guts out and hang them up by their intestines. Yeah, this ain't for the weak or faint of hearted. Yeah, if you like gore, I'd fucking just read it for the gore. If you don't like gore, don't read it. It's very gory. That's probably its appeal. That and it's haha, cute schoolgirl wearing pumpkin hat killing everybody. So I'll give you a little synopsis of the story. This girl was bullied by some like five people, um, and then she ended up going to an insane asylum. I won't go too much into her bullying because that's like near the end of the story. Well, near the end of where we are at. There's 19.5 chapters. I'll get into the point fives in a bit, but yeah. And then once she's bullied, she goes to an insane asylum because she's crazy. And eventually, like 10, not 10 years, like I don't know how many years, I forget, but like five, four, three, two, one, even somewhere along there. They're not too, maybe a year or two after she breaks out of the insane asylum. She kills everyone in the insane asylum, and it opens up with a girl on her phone, and she's like reading it, and she gets followed by this pumpkin knight, which is our killer. And eventually she's like, "You're next," blah blah. She gets killed, and that's her, by the way. That's the first victim. It's like the first chapter. She gets the scoop. If you don't know what the scoop is, she has a knife, big long knife, sharp knife, good knife. But on the end of the like handle, she got a scoop like an ice cream scoop. I don't like the scoop. The scoop's fucking terrifying. But yeah, it's really good. I keep saying that, but I don't get scared easily. But I actually found myself looking around the room like, oh shit, where's she going? Where's she coming from? With this. It's also funny, but also really dated. And I don't mean it's old. I mean you can just tell when it's made. It's like they say things like "be gone" thought and "hey bro" and all this kind of, well, "hey bro" isn't exactly, but they do that. They even put in a little bit of politics in there when evil Donald Trump, but it isn't actually Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck around the pussy and all this shit. Or no, grab her by the pussy, that kind of shit. No, they say that, but that's near the end. Spoiler alert, but it's not really a spoiler. So yeah, so she kills two people. She kills Scoop Girl over there. Well, she doesn't technically kill Scoop Girl. Scoop Girl kills herself by running out into traffic, but can you blame her? You can't see, she has one eye, and that eye ain't even working no more. So yeah. Then the other girl, she actually does kill her very, very slowly, but surely she does. Uh, I'd give it like, just based on if you like gore and horror, I'd give it like a seven, eight, eight. I'd give it eight, seven, seven, seven. Um, Only only reason being it's short, and oh no, I don't want to say only reason being, but here's a few reasons why. It's short enough, and I can't complain because it not everything's so long, and the artwork's really good. I actually really like the artwork. So the other reason being the storytelling. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's not it's not terrible. It's not great either. It's all right. Um, the only thing I can really say about it is it's just kind of like, it's a slasher. You don't watch Friday the 13th for the story. You might eventually watch it for the story since there's like seven fucking films, one where he's in space. But eventually, you're just kind of watching it for the haha. Oh my god, he's dead. That kind of, you know what I mean? Like, eventually you might start watching it, and eventually most of them start saying, hey, he was reanimated and all that shit. But, like, it's a simple enough story as well. Our Pumpkin Night. Girl gets bullied, she gets fucking pissed, kills everyone that bullied her. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm not going to say what I was going to say next. But, yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm trying to think of what else to say because I don't have a script. Um, Okay, spoiler. If you don't, that's me. That's me for now. For the non-spoiler review, it's pretty good. There's 19.5 chapters. I'll tell you about the point fives now. Actually, point fives are basically it's like a short like 1 page, 2 page thing where it's just like totally different story based on what if in the real world people after reading this what would they do. So it's pretty good. There's only two of them, three. Sorry, three of them. I'm pretty sure. 3.2s or point fives, I mean, but it's pretty good. So there's 19.5, basically 19 chapters. I'm not going to say pirated because it's pretty mean, but at the same time, if you don't ever think you're going to read the actual manga, what can I say? You know what I mean? There's been a lot of times where I'm like, I'm not going to fucking read this if I don't read it online, and if I read it online, hey, maybe I'll like it, and I might eventually actually buy it, or I might buy some merch of it, which will still help. But it's good. It's short enough. You can read it in like an hour, 2 hour, and it'll keep you entertained. It definitely kept me entertained. It keeps your attention. Um, what can I say else? It's pretty good. Now, spoiler section. Uh, next. So if you don't want to be spoiled, click off. Thank you for watching. Oh, like the video, subscribe. No, I don't give a shit what you do, but hope I fucking kept your attention. If I didn't, bye. Um, yeah. So I'm going to count to three and I'm going to start talking about spoilers. Three, two, one. So now there's a whole thing about at the end there where the main guy out of the four, because she's dead immediately, is in love with the killer. It's shown throughout the thing that he never bullied her, but he was there. So it's kind of like he just like at the end when she's after nearly killing some guy, but he actually nearly kills her instead. He's like, "I love you," and then eventually our character died by now. Actually, in chapter 19, I believe she's dead. She's like Donald Trump kills her. But yeah. What can I say? The romance felt a bit forced. It was just kind of weird. I guess it was kind of there the whole time, but also felt a bit like eh romance now. You know, for I don't know. So yeah, that's just the only thing I can really spoil for you, except for one girl died by the scoop, the other girl died nearly by by the other girl beating the shit out of Sachi is her name, the second girl, and making it look, putting her in the coffin of this girl, and she was sent to the crematorium and was cremated, but also just barely survived, and I mean everything burnt, literally was just alive and was put immediately on life support. Then our killer girl went there and finished the job along with a bunch of surgeons, and then pretended to be Saki, the girl, and then like cut herself up and shit. That's her superhuman ability. She don't feel pain, but then but then again, she can cut the shit out of her face. I mean, like deep. And then when she gets her fingers cut off, she's like, ah. And I mean, I'm not going to actually scream, but she's screaming. So I didn't understand that. But anyways, yeah, and then she gets bandaged up. I'll probably bring up a picture of it. But one thing I will say is later on we get to see what she looked like before she went mental without the pumpkin. She looked so cute, and that actually was the one thing that made me feel bad. She actually looks really cute, and weirdly enough, they keep saying she's weird and she's always been a monster. She speaks cute, like you know how like she just speaks weird, but like not weird, just like I don't know, just like hi cha, you know, like she adds cha or some shit near the end of a sentence, like lum from Ursa Yatra. She just speaks differently, but she's saying the same word. It's like colloquial accents, but it isn't colloquial. It's just her thing. I think that's cute, if I'm being honest. But they thought it was a monster. Like shit, she's deadly, you know. Then she also wears a bow and earrings, which people do that. I don't know why. It's like she wears a big bow on her head, which is fucking cute, but like apparently they think it's like terrible. Um, I don't know. I That's one thing I didn't understand was they were like she's a monster. But she wasn't really. She laughed weird, and also she had a bit of a weird smile. But that was after all their bullying. They cut her, or they like forced her down to the ground, beat the shit out of her, and cut all her hair out. And then they put acid on her face and lit her face on fire in a pumpkin. That's why she wears the pumpkin. So yeah, like it's one hell of a fucking ride, and it'll keep you. I finished it in like 2 hours straight. It's not something that you put down, but you can. You can put it down, but there's certain sections where I would advise putting it down. Like once like the cab scene, once that happens, put it down. If you're going to put it down, and then like wait till the hospital thing is done, put that down, and then if you're going to put it down, do it in 3 sections. But yeah, what can I say? As I said, it's like an 8/7, 7.5 out of 10, 7, 8. Like it's up to preference really at the end of the day if you like it or not. Um, Out of 100, 80%. Wow. Uh, it's pretty good, but not that great. It's not a masterpiece, but yet it is in some ways. The artwork is fucking amazing. I don't know. I'm not an artist, so when I see anyone draw a stick figure, I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. So it's pretty good. I do like the art. It's there's one downside as well. If you actually do read it, it's not finished. And it's been going for a while. And as I said, there's not too many chapters, so I guess that's the downside to having good art. It takes a while to make, and also I think the trailer is like on off. Like, hey, I fucking might as well. I might do some of that like next year. But at the end of the chapter where I said it said continued in 2020, and would you fucking believe it? It's 2020, so who knows? We might get some continue. But yeah, so that's all I really have to say. Thanks for watching. I'd recommend you go read it, and if you don't like gore, well, you'll pretty much stop immediately. So, thanks. See you later.